we just got here. There's Bernie. There we go. Cat, kind of. Oh, that is probably not too good.
There's no reading directly into the mission. So you're sitting directly below the soda coral, directly below the choir loft. Now the one thing about overgrowth architecture is symmetry. So when you see a door on one side, you will see a door on the other. Now, look to make sure. The original baptistry is over here. The oldest piece in the mission is in the baptistry with the basin and the cover on the baptismal font. It has the crest of the Jesuits, which goes back to 1756, okay? Now, I told you that the mission was vacant for 25 to 30 years. In the 30s and in the 50s, some artists from downtown Tucson came in and tried to do some restoration. So if you look at the dado, this is oil-based paint. The original paint, if you look up here, is European tempera. Big, big difference. Particularly when the tour is over, if you look in the baptistry, you will see the original color of the bricks. Now, I had a hissy fit when I first came in and saw the color of this dado because it's so different than from the softness of the original tempera paint. About 3 months ago, I had a family come in from Brazil. And the first thing she said when I mentioned the dado, I didn't say anything that I had a hissy fit when I first saw it. But she went on her cell phone and looked. These are the colors that are used at the Vatican Guard for the uniform. And believe it or not, in the sacristy, there's a small corner with the same color as this. So whether that was the idea, we don't know. But I feel better. I do feel better. Okay. Now, there are 172 angels throughout the mission. There are 49 statues, with 3 of the statues being clothed. And depending on the season, our sorrowing Mother Mary, her gown will change. There's a special committee that just changes the gowns. One thing about Altar Baroque architecture said was symmetry. So over here you see a faux door. Then you see the door going directly out into the courtyard. The statue that you see over here on the right, that is St. James the Lesser. He was a cousin of Jesus and the first bishop of Jerusalem. This is a two-bay nave, and as I told you, when Bishop Grognon came, he used cement. So as you look at the ceiling here in the nave, you can see the damage that was done by using cement and drawing all that water when it rained. Also, when the interior of the mission was being done, it was Father Lorenzo hired some people from the seminary that he came from to come in and do some of the artwork here. They were being paid double. But because of the Apaches and the raiding that they were doing, they left. And that's why the interior of the mission is not completed. It just was not a safe place to be. And again, remember, Mexico wanted nothing to do with this part. They were tired of fighting wars. They did not care about the indigenous people. They didn't care if they came to Christianity or not. So that was one of the things that was happening during that time frame. Now, the pulpit. The pulpit is the original. Again, it is messy. You see that on the front of it is carved a pomegranate. Father Kino did introduce pomegranates to the community, as did priests throughout the area. It was a symbol for fertility and unity. There is a Father Kino garden, believe it or not. If you've been to seen A Mountain, directly below that there is a garden with some of the original stock from Father Kino. Wow. Okay? And the pomegranate is one of them. You also see the dome over the pulpit. That is called a sounding board. So as the priest spoke, his voice would go out instead of up. See the area, see the shepherd in between the two windows up there? That area is directly below the cupola. That area is called the drum. And again, you see the symbol of the conch shell, again, through all the windows here. Again, St. James the Greater, patron of Spain. So, until this was cleaned, they thought it was Jesus the shepherd. It's Mary the shepherdess. Due to her scarf, and until it was cleaned, it looked like the beard of Christ, okay? So, if we go back and look right here at the bottom of her staff, you see the lamb right here? And the rump, you can see how dark it is. That's what all of this area looked like until it was cleaned, okay? Now, the conservators who came from Italy, Spain, Great Britain, Turkey, and of course, the Native Americans from right here. They worked on the interior of the mission for approximately 5 years, 4 months out of the years, just about 24/7. Now, to do the cleaning, because as I said, the art gallery came in from downtown Tucson. They went over all the walls, the murals, with oil-based paint over that tempera, and then put multiple coats of varnish over all of them. And you can imagine with the old candles, how dark all of this became, okay? Now, because it's such a large group, I'm going to tell you about these two large murals here, and then afterward you can take a look. Over here on the left is the Last Supper. Also, Holy Thursday is represented because there is a pitcher and a basin when Christ washed the feet of his apostles on Holy Thursday. Also, Judas is there with a bag of silver in his hand, and on the floor is the head of Satan with red eyes and a red mouth. Now, normally in the Last Supper, you do not see Holy Thursday, you do not see Judas with a bag of silver, and you do not see Satan. But this was an indigenous community, and these murals were a teaching tool. So they combined all of this together. Now, over here on the right is Pentecost, with the tongues of fire coming down, Mary sitting in the center, and St. Peter kneeling. The framework that you see, again, the symmetry, they use paper stencils. Any questions about this? Okay, we're going to move forward and talk about, well, let's see. We'll go forward, you can see it better. introduced the creche, the manger, at Christmas time. Also, you see the two triangles? You see the triangles throughout the mission? In the choir loft, that is Matthew and Mark from Holy Gospels. Luke and John are on this side. But the reason I bring out the triangles is because of the support system. When you go from a rectangle to a cylinder, you need a support system that's like a Y. That's how you see the triangles. That was discovered in Iran centuries ago. So you think about the support system, you think about the double walls, you think about the cupolas and the rest. I mean, this is out in the middle of nowhere, and this took place 220 years ago. To me, it's a miracle. It's just such a gift. It's just such a gift. Okay, now we're going to look at the west transept. At the very top is St. Teresa of Avila, St. Francis of Assisi, our sorrowing man Jesus, and then San Javier reclined, and you can see the milagros that are pinned. Now, if we go back up and look right here, see the crack? In 1887, there was a severe earthquake, a 7.2, and that's the damage that was done here. The mortuary chapel was heavily damaged, and the wall out in front had collapsed, okay? My favorite mural, as I said, I was a military wife for 30 years, and I've lived in Europe and I've lived in the Middle East. I spent a lot of time in France. There's a mural here that always touches my heart because I've never seen it before. We're such a large group, we're going to have to take a look afterward, but I'm going to point it out. It's this one right up here. It is called Mary and the Girdle. Mary guarding Jesus. No different than any other mom. We always put Mary on a pedestal, but we never think of her as just being like you and I. Also, there's a witness patch on this mural. If you look right here, you see a very dark rectangle. This is what all these murals look like until they were painted. That was due to the oil-based paint and the multiple coats of varnish. Anytime you see a statue with lilies that you see right over here in the niche, that is St. Joseph. That is the spouse of Mary. He came from Tucson Az. Also up here, anytime you see a statue with the dog at the feet, that is St. Dominic. Over here, there's another mural. This is lady on the pillar holding Jesus. That is Mary. But you see a saint kneeling, and on the shoulder of the saint, you see a conch shell. That is St. James the Greater. So anytime you see a conch shell on the saint, you know it's St. James the Greater. Okay, now we'll look at the east transept.
got done here. It's an awful cool place to see. See it behind us, yeah. It was really neat. We really liked it a lot.
It's
Bernie really
beautiful.
liked it.
It's beautiful. It brought back memories of my mother.
It was pretty neat.
If you come to Tucson, you have to come here.
Yes, it's really nice.
259 years old, this place.
We're heading to the gift shop.
Indian fried bread.
It's gonna be good.
Yes.
It's gonna be delicious. Yep.
Yes, we will love
We're
it.
gonna eat it down.
Came highly recommended. If you liked our video, make sure that you press the like button, and we'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you the next time. Bye-bye.